Hello, my name's Gary. I'm just here with these Mackie mixers and Logic Pro on the screen up there. I'm just going to have a play with doing a live automated mix of Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells, which is 50 years old roughly, last couple of weeks, in 2023, originally released in 1973 of course. But I'm actually going to sell this little mixer, or these two mixers. So I actually thought it'd be nice to have a little play doing a live automated mix. I've got the original audio stems of Tubular Bells, which I got from someone who was on the Indaba mixing community, who got the original 16-track stems from the recording, which I've laid out in Logic Pro, depends which way it is, without any EQ. A couple of the tracks I've just put a bit of reverb on, but it's actually 16 minutes of side one of the whole album, so it doesn't go up to the final sort of build section, but there's enough sections in here to have a play. So I thought I'd just go through the mix as if I'm coming to it for the first time. I've had a play with the beginning section before, but really just to show you how automated mixing sort of works using the latch feature. And the latch feature is basically when I move a slider like this, any tiny changes, or to the pan as well, you can probably see it on the screen there, will be captured as it records, so it's in real time. It's not the best way of doing automated mixing, but it's one of the quickest, I think. It has its drawbacks, as you'll see, because you have to sort of set things before each section or leading into each section. You can't adjust it on the fly. So let's just go into this and see how we do. I've got, as you can see, this scrub wheel which allows me to bounce around between sections for when I'm going backwards and forwards and setting levels and things. But let's kick in. You can see I've labelled the first part of the piece with the main instruments. That changes after the first section, and it all goes a bit crazy, but it's a bit of a voyage of discovery, I think. So I'm going to start it. Remember, latch remembers the last place you left it, and it will record any movements as well. So I know that the opening piano starts here, and then the other instruments come in. And I'll solo as well, so we can hear some things. It's kind of a historical recording now, I suppose. Right, so let's go into this. This is the opening piano. I'm just going to leave it in this sort of normal position. Other instruments have come in now, so we've got a glockenspiel over here. And the way I'm going to do this for this opening section is, you can see I can move the sliders here. So the glock comes in about there. You can see I'm increasing the level, and I'm also going to fix the pan as well. I'm going to leave it roughly in that position. There's three organs as well in this opening section, so we'll start with, I think, a Farthesa organ here. Similar process. I'm just going to start it, push it into a rough start position, and pan it. Panning it the opposite side of the glock, I think. The glock was a bit loud there, so I'm just going to redo that one. Very sensitive, these sliders. I don't know if you saw there, I just accidentally touched the glock and the level went down. You have to be careful of where you let go of some of these things. I'll leave the glock there for the moment. There's another couple of organs. There's one here, which I think is Let's have a look. Might leave this in the middle. And then there's another organ on this track. So we'll do this one to the other side. Once I've got these elements in position, I'm pushing this one up so I can hear it. It will be recorded, that movement as well, which is could be an issue, I suppose. I think this one's a bit loud. The block for some reason went up there, so I'm going to fix that. I can just scrub back. Oops. Need to go back a bit more. Sometimes you need to keep your finger on it in this sort of situation. But that's the basic mix. I'll do some minor adjustments. It doesn't matter sometimes if I'm doing minor adjustments as it's playing, it just gives it a bit of variety as well, which you couldn't do on an analog desk because everything would just be in fixed positions. Right, I know we've got a bass on here and also a double when the bass comes in, so I'm going to put it normaled because the stems are actually quite well balanced within each track. So there's a harmony part here, which I'm going to pan. Just go back a bit on that, check the entry point for the bass. It's about there. Here it comes. Keep an eye on the block. I do like the bass quite loud in the opening section. I think the original it was quite low. Let's go back to that again. I also think the organs are a wee bit loud now in this section, so I'm just going to drop the organs slightly. Give some breathing space for the bass. And there's the famous crack coming up. I don't know if you can see it on the thing. I know the crack, which is this one. So I'm going to check the opening volume level of that one. Quite loud. So that should stay in that position throughout the rest of the piece. So we'll see how we do. Block's still a bit loud, so I'm just going to go back to this opening section. Just drop the glockenspiel back a bit. And you can see the faders start to move now where I obviously set them, so the bass, whoops, the bass didn't come up there. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I'll push the bass up this time. Time I'm thinking about the general balance of this. We've got two organs panned quite close together here. So I'm doing a bit of moving things around. The main piano is getting a little bit lost, so I'm just boosting it slightly. Move it around as we progress. So the 3/4 section's coming up, and that's played on this one track, so there's no balancing to do there. Not sure how it was recorded. I think it was a bounce because it's quite complicated to play the main theme and that, unless Mike was of course an accomplished pianist, which could have been. we've got an extra part here, honky tonk sound. So I just want to go back on that. So I'm going to pre-pan this one. Be a bit loud. And there's a harmony version, which I'll make sure is loud enough. So that's getting reasonably balanced now, I think. The crack sound, I'm just making sure it's in the middle, balanced okay. So there's another 3/4 section coming up. Just adjusting these honky tonks. Notice the glockenspiel's sort of been fixed as the organs are as well. Might just play with the organ balance a bit. So we've got this sort of softer organ here and then two others. Right, so this is a new section with this guitar comes in. So this track 14. So it's actually I think it could be a double speed guitar, so it would have been recorded at half speed to get that sort of sound. And I've just got to balance it, so I'm going to go back there. Balance it into the mix for its introduction. And then there's some extra pieces coming in over here. So this is just echoing the bass part actually. Sort of solo guitars which finishes off this opening section. I'm pre-panning them and then opening them. Not in yet. So this is a harmony electric guitars. I don't want them to overpower. In this section there's some extra instruments. We've got a mandolin, so I'm going to bring this one in, balance it. Just panning it a bit. So if you noticed, on the crack track, we'll call it crack track, this instrument came in which is much louder, so I'm just going to balance that one down a bit. So, oops, there's another one as well. So there's a couple of things happening. That was it's a sort of lift organ sound, which I'll and over on track 15 there's another loud one comes in, so I need to fix that. Track 15. So this is where the tracks are constantly switching. Balance that one down. Mandolin's probably a bit loud. do go back. We've got the main piano still going here. And also we're missing the flute. There's a flute on. Excuse me. So the flute comes in, it's quite a prominent part, that one. I'm going to boost that in this section. It actually comes in mid-beat, the flute. I noticed the master is pushing into distortion. It doesn't matter because I've got master control here as long as none of these are pushing into distortion. So I'm just going to reduce the overall level so I'm not distorting. I think it's because I turned my monitor mix down so I can actually record the voice over the top. Monitor much lower level, which is not a bad thing. Some mandolin. And we've got another part over here, the guitar. Doubling up the flute, so I'll just mix that, balance that in. And then we've also got something on track 4, so all the tracks become active at this point. Swell. Notice the glock's still chirping away here. I think probably got lost in the mix a bit, so I'm just going to mix the glock up into this section. The bass had dropped in this, so I'll just mix it back up. We've also got a droney bass, I think, over here. Track 15. Get that back up. The flute and the glock are sort of working together there. It's a bit loud. Oh, okay. So these two are acting as a stereo piano. So I'm going to get them balanced. They're already in stereo panned. If there's another track here. Oh yeah. So we've also got a solo guitar discovering things. I'll turn this one up. Pretty important part. Oh, sounds a bit, intonation's a bit dodgy there. Go back. I could actually do automated panning if I wanted. I'm moving that guitar around the stereo field and it will capture all of this. Probably really annoy the purists. Bass is still playing the sub bass. This one. Quite like that drone. Probably the main bass needs to be a bit louder in this bit. It's playing a rhythmic. It's actually very low, so obviously on the original recording they must have reduced the mic level or something, or the mix level. So now the guitar should be panning automatically, which it is. I could actually be really clever and do the, not clever, but excuse me, might do the flute in the opposite direction. Let's try that again. I could do multiple passes over these sections, but I won't for now. Just sort of get a feel for it. So the guitar's over on the right. I'm just going to move the flute in the opposite direction. More level. Could be a bit annoying, but a bit of fun. So the main piano is still going. Notice the fader doesn't align with the screen. This is the nice twee section. The flute needs to be panned on the separate sides. The Glock, I think. Notice I'm only doing really levels and pans in this mix. Just to check the fade on the main piano. Imagine this piano was done as one take, the main one, just to get the structure for the piece. Put a bass in here. Very low, that bass. Oh, it's got it full boost there. Coming up to a completely new section here, which I think was probably where Mike finished this main piano, which kept going all the way through. So this is where I'd start looping on the automation, finding out where things are. We've got a clicky organ, piano. Okay, so that's one of the guitars in this section. So I can pre-mix that one. So that's a stereo guitar, one on one side. So I'm gonna just do it again. I'll get that one set and the other guitar, and then I'll fix those other strange things that are happening. I think the other guitar's on the flute track. Oh, that's not too bad where it is, just a level boost, I think. I'm going to balance these two guitars. So that's quite an important one, providing most of the beat there, so I'm just going to put that in the middle. Fix that crashy noise, which I think is on the piano track. Yeah, cymbal crash rather. So let's just drop that down a bit. Then we've got something on this track. No, not that one. Check the entry again. This is the thing about automation, it's mostly about these transitions from this section, which I really need to think about as well. The piano's still too loud. The crash on the piano track. Let's get it right. What else have we got? We've got this rhythmic bass, which is sort of doubling this one. I don't want to spend too long doing these sections, but just balance the bass. Got a sustained bass on track 1. In position. So it actually goes from that. So this is a nightmare on an analog mixer. It goes from that clacky sound, and then there's a bass just dropped in. It's a nightmare to mix. So at least on automation, I can have the clacks sort of going left and right, and then as soon as the bass comes in, I'll put it in the middle of the pan. So. That sort of intro section, let's see what else is going on. More clackies there, so I need to boost those a bit. Well, this is different from the original mix, of course. I'm just playing around with this. I think some interesting fast piano there, which I could pan as well. Let's have a go at that. So, level and panning just for interest. So we'll carry on after this because I don't want to get stuck in these small sections. Normally you'd sort of put them into a cycle and then just keep getting the automation working properly. So let's see what else we've got coming up on this one. I know there's extra bits coming. Oh yeah, down here. No, they just came in for a second. Wow, that's cool. I shouldn't really push the levels up because that's part of the automation. I'm just going to pan them each side and mix them anyway. I think it's just a general bit of atmosphere leading into the next section. Let's do something like that. Echoey guitar things. Next section. So we've got this very loud guitar here, which I'll need to drop in volume. Then we've got some other guitars coming in. Let's just have a look what else we've got. Wow. Cello sound. 2 cellos, so what I'll do into this section, I'm just going to pan them either side. Not sure who played those, perhaps Mike's having a go at cello on this one. Very bassy cello sounds, I'll just put them either side of the mix, provide some depth. Not sure what's the main guitar here. Okay, so those two were leading into this section from the previous part. So I might need a bit of EQ a lot of this, but I just need to balance these. I think these are the main part of this one. To fix those cellos. So there's something coming in on track 2 there to fix. And also we've got something on the, call it the mandolin track. Let's see what that is. Oh, sorry, it's the loud one, which I've just messed up. Might put that extreme to one side. I need to fix that one on track 2. Only comes in for a second or two. Probably not even meant to be there. Look at those cellos. So this needs a bit of high end because it's a little too bassy. Could pan the higher guitar just for interest. I think there's probably a lot of reverb missing as well on this one. Whoa, what's that? Something over here, so that's crazy. First one to fix. The jangly things on this track. Probably could pan this for interest in this section. Trouble is you have to do a whole pass to pan it. Notice the balance isn't too bad in this. I'll have to check some of the other parts. Might just pan it and leave it there because I don't want to bore you with multiple passes. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, so rhythm guitar. I might put that quite loud because that's, I think, driving this section. The guitar, we've also got solo lead guitar. So I'll put that quite prominent in the middle. Might fix those janglies in a second. Echoey. Oh, it's got the crack reverb on the. So anyway, I'll put that. That seems to be the bass, so I need to be in the middle and quite loud. Piano over there, which is doing the opposite to the rhythm guitar, so I'll pan it roughly the same side as that. I remember in the original the bass wasn't as loud as that, which is interesting. I think that's the theme from a different part of the Tubular Bells, so I might see if I can balance that in a bit more. This organ part. Makes the bass a bit loud, I think. Okay, a bit of a counterpoint to the main lead guitar, so I'll just put that somewhere on the right. So that jangly thing's driving me crazy. I'll have to drop the level. I'm sure it was just an afterthought, just to provide some top end to this section. Piano, which is quite an important lead, and I'm just going to balance that piano so it's more prominent. And that organ, I think, is a bit loud. I should really just mix that jangly sound down completely because it's in the way. Okay, I'll let this run. Now I can do minor balancing. Or lift things in the mix, move some of the guitars around. We've got a lift organ in that bit, which I'll mix in. So hats off to the excuse me, the original mix. If this was on analog, there's things all over the place in this. Let's just do that lift again. Check it. Back to the mandolin in the middle. Oops. No, mandolin's moved. Little bagger. You can hear the drop in there. It's crazy. Loud organ. Organ needs to come down a bit. And this one, the lift organ, just suddenly drops off, so I need to control that. And we just need the main piano a bit louder. Okay, so we've got a nice guitar there. Acoustic guitar, making sure it's in the right starting position. And I need to fix the mandolin level as well. So, next one, the mandolin and the acoustic guitar working nicely together. Where's my main piano? Oh, it's over there. So we've got an organ and piano over here, so I just need to turn the piano up and down a bit. I think there's a solo guitar coming up now on 3. So that's the piano. Oh yeah, so this really nice, one of my favourite acoustic guitar bits. So that goes from the mandolin into the acoustic guitar. Crazy. So the piano I need to fix. That's panned all in place. You can actually hear Mike's breathing on that. Right, obviously I fixed the piano because I made it drop out by accident. And losing a drone. Where's the bass coming from? And now just mix the bass up. And again we go from this. Oh no, bass. Now just do the organs. low drone, which we need a bit louder on this track. Problem, if you hit the wrong fader, the automation goes crazy. And again, the main lead guitar really needs a bit of reverb and EQ. Oh, we got the famous Tubular Bells. Oh, so let's start there. So that flute's annoyingly loud. Over here. It's supposed to be a lot quieter than that. So the main acoustic guitar is where? That was a bassy flute as well. Place in the mix. And there is a acoustic guitar playing the tune as well somewhere. Oh, there. Oh, because I've got record on, I can't see it. Let me just get rid of that. So back to there. I think the acoustic guitar should be central to the flutes. Sorry, I was on the flute, making a mess now. Trying to do all this in one take, not ideal. Last time, guitar's here, I think. Let's go. Guitar on this one. A bit loud, but quite like them. and to work out where the oh, it's on the mandolin track, I think. Solo everything. Oh yeah, that lovely guitar, acoustic guitar. Actually changes in volume on the original track, I think. Actually, in track 3 there, which is the piano, I knocked it off. Get that piano. What happened there? Okay, into the next section, and I think it finishes after this. Wow. That's one lead guitar. Got 2 lead guitars over here. A cello, and then this very loud, annoying high theme. That's the bass, I think one of the basses. So let's quickly do this. Let's fix that high one because that'll be annoying us. So around there. Put it back. That there. Let's do the 2 guitars. So these are in stereo. 1 and 2. Fine for them. And then we've got the cello there, which I'll put in the middle because it's sort of doing a bass thing. I think on the original recording someone must have been riding this, pushing it up and down. We've got a bass over here, so I need to lift this one, which is the original Glock track. Thing. I think on the original as well someone was panning this left and right. It's kind of cool. I know there's more guitars coming in, so that'll be the next section. Notice the bass mixed very low on the original track. Lovely panning there on the guitars. Quite a loud. There's a couple of organs there, so I just need to fix the initial level of those because they're only a little supporting section. We'll have them panned extreme. There's another one. Just the one. Annoying. There's a couple, I'm not sure where the other one is. Over there. Oh, it's there. So there's a couple on these 2. No, those 2. So I'll do those together. guitars coming in now. That's providing the main bass, and then we've got lots of pairs of guitars here. So there's another pair there. Let's just go back and fix those. I think that's all of them. There's another one there as well, which is sort of... There's another pair, is there? Yeah, so lots of... so we've got 6 guitars playing this tune now. So I'll put those to sort of central. Do something with the... I think in this bit, now those are balanced, I'll just send this high-pitched Tubular Bells theme around the stereo. The organs that are pre-mixed are going to be in tune. And now we've got a loud section coming up. Let's see how much of this is pre-mixed. Are the organs going to be okay? Just mix that down slightly. So it went from the bass, main bass, to suddenly being a rhythm guitar. And then we've got 2 guitars here that need to be stereo. Bass that needs to go up as well. Yeah. So we'll mix this bass up. And something is on that high-pitched theme thing. Another rhythm guitar. So it goes from that twinkly Tubular Bells theme to this. There's something on this one, I think. Cool. Let's do that one. Very high EQ on these guitars. Funky top section. You can hear the humming has got lots of sort of bleed from the monitoring track. Again. I think we're coming to the end of the stem now, actually. Sometimes the sections automatically go into each other without too much requiring too much rebalancing. humming, so we'll definitely put those in stereo. Tonk in the middle. So one thing I could do is this balance. If I then go back to the beginning of this section. About there, let's try it again, and then just move them to lock them in. Just need to do that. Something joins in. Bass, I think. Volume down. Sorts of things happen. Too loud, too loud, too loud. It sort of finishes here anyway, so what we can, it just literally cuts off the stems we're giving. So now that's all done, I can jump to any part of the track now, and this is where it all comes together. And of course I could do multiple passes now, doing minor tweaks, but everything should be as I left it balanced. So let's go forward to where the bass comes in. Just adjusting the master. Let's go into the downward section. And you know, I'd be doing minor adjustments to the bass level and things like that. And then let's go to the bigger section. The guitars, and then the two stereo guitars are going to come in. That was just ready for when they do come in. So that point here is obviously where you could potentially just mix this section where everything's happening together, and then just copy that, or copy the settings back to the beginning, so that everything's in a preset, if you like. So let's go through the sections. This is a transition into the end of the opening. There's that organ lift. Move forward. You can actually hear where things are being panned left and right there. It's quite a nice stereo field at that point. Probably readjust the bass level there. I'm not going to do it now. Let's just go forward to that. So the panning on the choppy organs and the fast piano. And then what we've got here. These extra bits come in, and then there's very growly section. The cellos. I'd have to watch the bass there. It's going through a compressor, but it's not overloading. Okay, move forward to this bit. So the jangly noise, a bit loud there, so I probably fix that from the on the next pass of that one. Skip forward to the end of that. Still a bit loud, jangly. And then a lovely solo part. I like listening to this one just because it's got Mike's breathing from 50 years ago, which is crazy. It's a bit loud there. This is where I'd ride it a bit more. And the flute section. And the Tubular Bells, of course, which apparently he hit with a hammer. Apparently they were remixing it, and they used one of these bells on a remix because they couldn't find the original, or the original was corrupt or something. Anyway, it wasn't. Last few sections. So this is the 6 guitars, so the stereo pairs. There's 2 here. Some more join later on. Sorry, I got a bit of a tickly throat. So here's the other 4. And this was an interesting one. This is an organ noise. And that's it. Oops, a bit loud there. Sorry, there's a couple more sections. The humming, and then the outro before there's thrash guitars, which I didn't balance that bit. So, hope you enjoyed that. I'll just have the mix playing me out. I'm gonna have a drink. So yes, so that was a bit of a quick look at the automated mix of Tubular Bells using this old Mackie 90s, early 2000s automated mixer linked to Logic Pro. Hope you enjoyed it. Any comments and questions, please ask. Otherwise, thanks very much.